see stuff like that too often. Also like to point out, I know, we try and drift away a little bit from the whimsy, from the old name and stuff like that, but the Harvard Horntails, what, hey, I always like how there's a super serious powerhouse team and they've got the name of a creature from that one thing that we don't talk about anymore. But UTSA, the Roadrunners, just down the street. Technically one of the home teams. We are here in Round Rock, Texas, like you said. UTSA, Texas State, all down the street from this location, and got a ton of people in the crowd. I'm sure. By the way, crowd looking fantastic today. Tons of people. It's going to be loud this entire game. Every goal that's scored, every penalty that's called.
So before we get these starters out on the field, let's walk through the story of how the teams got here. Harvard went 3-0 in Pool B yesterday, earning themselves a bye to the quarterfinals where they handily beat Texas State 215-60. Then they played Mizzou on this very field in the semifinals, again winning with ease 165-70. UTSA's path has been a lot more difficult, going 2-1 yesterday with a loss to Rutgers in pool play, which forced them into the play-in part of the bracket today, where they did beat UT before going up against Creighton in the quarterfinals for the second year in a row. And for the second year in a row, UTSA got that win. This year, the score was 190-150. In the semifinals, they beat UVA in a game where neither team caught the flag runner, 170-140.
That UVA game you mentioned before, a lot of back and forth in it. UVA almost pulling the comeback. They were one goal away from tying it out as the flag runner was on the field. UTSA was able to get 3 quick stops and be able to finish off pretty quickly here. And you're going to see why. There's a couple of guys on their team and a couple of gals and days that are really, really good at this sport, and they're about to put it all on display.
So as the starters come out, it looks like Harvard is going to be first chance to have dodgeball control. Anna Luisa Nicole, Andrew Steinberg, Leo Freed will all be starting. It looks like Lance Bay will be the final. No, it will be Aiden Higgins. They swapped at the last moment there. This has been a traditional starting quad-ball line. It'll be Ian Polk and Maxi Semigran with the black headbands on. For UTSA, Kyle Bryant and Javi Tiarina will be starting in black. Matt Blackwood in green. Alyssa Vialba, Jay Stewart, and I believe that's Riley Moment.
That is not Riley. No, it is not. We're trying to get a number here. They're waiting on him to check
24. 24 is Joey Alviar. So Joey Alviar rounds out that UTSA starting lineup. Alex Amadal will be the head referee for this game.
Big thing to point out here. Keep your eye on Javi Tiarina. Not only is he a good beater, but he's got a little bit of a temper on him. We'll see how much of that becomes a factor throughout the course of this game. As people
card trouble is definitely something to keep an eye on.
ARs?
We'll have to see if there's any early on.
UTSA, are you ready?
UTSA is ready. Harvard is ready. The ref crew is ready.
Down!
And we are off with the college finals. Semigran and Polk sprinting up. Stewart and Tiarina a little bit slower.
Harvard starting off in a 2-2 zone here with the beaters stacked on top of each other instead of diagonal like you see sometimes.
Blackwood has it far side. Big beat there. Pass goes back to the top. Intercepted by Freed. Freed immediately pressured by a beater. Throws the quad ball. Steinberg grabs it. Getting fought with. Stays up. Alyssa Vialba brings it down. Good hit there from Alyssa Vialba against Andrew Steinberg.
Question on that one: are they saying the second contact is what off the re-engagement is the pull down?
It does look. It looks like it's just gonna be a back to hoops.
UTSA number 11.
Right here in the play. Steinberg's gonna have to get rid of it quick. Aiden Higgins far side.
Yellow card. No, 1 minute or until Harvard scores.
And that's gonna be back contact. Thought the initial contact was from the front, but the re-engagement after the spin from Steinberg turns it into back contact. Sends our first chaser into the box with a yellow.
So a card before a goal in this finals game. Looks like Nicole wants to block any dodgeball throws. Freed running up the pitch, streaking up to Higgins, right back to Freed. Freed puts it, no goal. It went through, but beat before. feet before, and UTSA gets the stop, and now they get a chance to kill the penalty.
And that was only possible because of number 24 from UTSA, Joey, out there. He ran and kept hustling even after they passed the ball back to Leo Freed. He actually touched it while it was in the air, forcing Leo to freeze for a second, buying just enough time.
Tiarina does not get the beat off. There was a block. No, then not. The ARs all call different things. Regardless, Stewart now dancing against Freed, goes left, shot, no, pass. Good goal there from Matt Blackwood. UTSA takes the lead 1-0.
The beaters for UTSA kind of lurking a little bit higher than normal to see if they could possibly get some action here on the press. They're going to line up at 2-2-5.
UTSA scoring shorthanded. Blanchfield moving with a little bit of pace, backs it up. Aiden Higgins.
Penalty has elapsed.
Higgins driving, shoots, blocked by Stewart. They went up. Steinberg put it through. 1-1.
They're having a conversation about whether or not Leo Freed got tap beat as he was running across the face of the defense to get that score. Ethan Sturm's on the field talking to the back half of the field for Harvard.
Something you'll notice about Ethan Sturm is that he coaches at every stop. Every stop, he'll be out on the field, letting his players know small adjustments. It's one of the things that makes beating Harvard so difficult. There's constant adjustments.
And when you have world-class coaches like Max Havlin and Lulu Zhu, they're going to call that glory.
Harvard goal is good, so it is indeed tied up at 1 goal apiece. And Kyle Bryant will be back to hoops here.
The lone dodgeball that UTSA has available to them is on the ground here. The blue dodgeball on the far left-hand side.
So Freed marking Stewart. Now Blackwood has it. Or no, Blackwood had it the whole time. My mistake. Blackwood up through. Beat there on Polk. Blackwood drives through. The ball comes out. It gets to Stewart after Villalba. Stewart got everybody off their feet and goes left to that unguarded small hoop. 2-1.
So there's a beater exchange that happened right now. Javi Tiarina attempted to beat a beater calling for immunity and deflect that lone dodgeball over there in the back right-hand corner of the pitch. It's the blue dodgeball again. And Javi Tiarina may be called for an illegal beat attempt on an ineligible target here in a second.
Now, Ashton, do you know if that beat attempt came before or after the ball went through the hoop?
That's the conversation about whether or not. So it happened afterwards for the most part, but it was happening as everybody was tracking back. The question is, if the fist was up in enough time to prevent the call from happening, they are going to send Javi to. No, it's just going to be a turnover, a dodgeball, and Javi is going to be off broom.
So the goal does stand, and it is just a dodgeball turnover.
Yeah, just come a little closer to it. Head ref walking over to have a conversation with the scores table so we're all clear about the penalties because we do have to keep track. Had a verge. We were on the verge of an ejection during the Warriors and Heat game earlier today. By the way, I'd like to point out all the ARs, mostly, except Austin Wallace, are beaters. And even Austin Wallace does beat part-time for Seattle Sirens.
So Leo Freed now up over half. Blanchfield's going to ball handle for Harvard. We'll see that a lot. The handoff to Freed. Freed driving. Goes right to Blanchfield. Stuffed by a Aguilar. And then a good beat behind to get another stop for UTSA.
Great hustle by Olivar to track all the way back, even after he got the clean block and he saw a Harvard defender pick it up. He wanted to make sure that Harvard offensive player stayed out of shooting range.
Blackwood across half.
Tiarina
throws, gets the beat. The beat on him misses. Bryant is going to get the second dodgeball as Blackwood goes left. Freed got a hand on it. Higgins falls on it. There's a fight for it. Freed cannot be beat. Everybody else can. In the meantime, Tiarina lost their bludger to Polk. Freed goes through, right past Stewart. Stewart trying to catch up, goes for the swat. Freed puts it home. Individual effort, 2-2.
And Leo Freed changing lanes and shifting gears to get to the outside edge and finish on the far side of the hoop. And now the chance for Leo Freed are off in the crowd.
The throwback there from UTSA. Stewart, the ball carrying as Chen is being aggressive, checked into this game at theater for Harvard. Stewart, left side here. Freed going to be top of the zone in the green headband. Cannot be beat. It is a 1-2. It's a box and one here with Blanchfield playing on Blackwood and Freed up top. A beat comes from Polk. Stewart backs it up. Polk is going to go. Polk throws back to not get beat. Stewart uses the reset, but not pressed anymore. Stewart moving right, screen from Villalba. Oh, with the strip from Freed along with the hit. Steinberg's going the other way. Blackwood's trying to catch up. The stiff arm. Steinberg puts it on. Harvard takes their first lead of the game.
So a combination of defensive adjustments from Harvard. They're using Anna Blanchfield to mark defense off against Blackwood, which is he's Jay Stewart's #1 alley-oop target. One, because he got long arms, and on top of that, Blackwood's a deadly offensive player. We've also seen Chin do a great job of defending the back half of the field so that Javi can't get back there and recover one of those dodgeballs.
So Riley Moment now into this game for Joey Alviar. The pass over to Bryant, dodgeball pass. Freed cannot be beat in the zone. Blackwood throws it way over the head of Riley Moment, and that's going to be an easy shot for Harvard. Polk makes a catch. They can run. Harvard can run. Steinberg sees it, takes off up the pitch.
They're saying Polk actually got beat in the process of that play. Interesting. Thought it was a clean catch.
Harvard will maintain control at any rate. So Chen leads in Freed. Freed now passes it up to Blanchfield. Blanchfield takes her space, pump fake. Fake pass to the left. Now goes back middle. Blackwood comes out, forces the pass to Freed. Freed driving, whips a shot, no good. Steinberg gets it to Higgins, but that went through the hoop. If this is called no good, Harvard better hope that when the play restarts, Aiden Higgins has the ball in his hands, because he caught that clean and only threw it after the good goal signal.
Right. By the way, you're seeing those punts. They're going to call that goal good.
Good goal. And Harvard is on a little run here, 3-0 to take the lead 4-2.
You're going to see Anna Blanchfield, like you said, bring the ball up the pitch. Deadly shooter, which is why you're going to see a lot of those defenders from UTSA jump with their hands up in the air, which gives more time to move the ball around.
Up the pitch. Tiarina misses. Polk with the scissor kick, or the scissor jump. Huge hit from Bryant. Polk's going to come out of it. Stewart goes left to Villalba. Villalba gets stuffed. Freed now has it. And that's another stop from Harvard. They're starting to get into a rhythm.
And Javi Tiarina, on the initial attack of the last 3 possessions, has failed to make contact with the opposing beater, and it's set up UTSA rushing up and down the field. That was a pretty good recovery attempt, though, almost getting that in there.
Blanchfield's far side, Higgins, Villalba. Gets through. Villalba goes over the top to Steinberg. A dive there. No call. Stewart gets it. Stewart gets hit hard by Freed. Picked up and dropped by Molman before Jay Stewart.
Oh, man. Ethan Sermon's going to come all the way on the field because he is trying to get that red card for
so
Jay Stewart.
Jay Stewart banged his boom on the ground and then did throw it. I think it was out of pain,
yes,
not out of anger
correct,
or malicious intent.
And Jay Stewart is down again. So basically what happened is that initial tackle had both of Jay Stewart's feet combined together, and the spin, he could not free his cleat from out of the ground, and it bent his ankle backwards towards the direction it's not supposed to go. So hopefully Jay's going to hop up here really quick. UTSA is going to get some water on the field, and we're going to take a break. So
no, we can keep talking, Ashton. Jay Stewart, as we've kind of talked about here, is a real linchpin for this UTSA team. Not only is he an extremely talented player, he's one of those players whose strength is speed, is elusiveness, is explosive plays on both sides of the pitch. And besides losing the talent, sometimes losing your spark plug energy player can be just as big of an issue as losing a star player.
Yeah, and Jay's going to hop up here and walk off the field. We love to see that. Jay's one of the best players. Jay's one of the best players in this game, but also really great guy, hard hustler. And one thing a lot of people don't really give him a ton of credit for, they see the speed, they see the running, they see the cuts, all the beautiful action and stuff like that. He hustles hard on defense every single play. He is the epitome of what you talk about hustling with heart, and he doesn't have to be that guy, right? He's the star of the team. So
I will say this about UTSA as a whole. Watching UTSA play defense is a lot of fun.
Right.
They hustle everywhere. There's so many blocks. There are so many big hits from all of their Quadball players. It is a lot of fun to watch them play defense.
And the sub for Jay Stewart, not much better for Harvard. It's going to be Leo Rodriguez. He's very good at finishing an open field and also recognizing opportunities to run. David Rodriguez. Number.
Don't worry. So Rodriguez is in here. Discussion going on. The refs did have a meetup at the pitch while Jay Stewart was being attended to by a trainer to discuss something. Again, the only potential thing I could think of is potentially something about the broom throw. I think the initial hit from Freed was pretty clean. I didn't see hands go up at the first contact.
Not to be that guy. We know what they're trying to get. This is a card. One, it's been
there's been
So there will be 2 fouls on the play.
What's Leo's number? Leo's
well,
zero.
they're adjudicated.
2 fouls on the play. Harvard number 0.
So
illegal contact.
Harvard, Leo
Contact
Freed,
below the
illegal
knee.
contact below the knee.
Yellow card. 1 minute or until UTSA scores.
So that's yellow
Second
card. 1
foul.
minute or until UTSA
Unsporting
scores.
contact. UTSA number 6. Yellow
So
card.
Jay Stewart is being
1
given
minute
a
until
yellow.
Harvard
It's unsportsmanlike
scores.
conduct. So David Rodriguez will be in the box also for 1 minute or until Harvard scores.
Yeah, the conversation we were having before about the broom being thrown, that's actually been something that multiple players have been suspended for this season alone.
And due to UTSA foul being second, Harvard will be awarded the quad ball. The nearest player, Andrew Steinberg, is off broom, so it will go to Anna Blanchfield.
UTSA is going to need another defensive stop, this time down a chaser again.
But Harvard is down a chaser to match, and Leo Freed no less. Higgins, Steinberg, Blanchfield here. Polk in front. Chen being covered here by UTSA's beaters. Steinberg goes right, tries to get around the corner. Blackwood goes for the swat, can't get it. Blanchfield picks it up off the drop, goes over the top to Steinberg, off the T-bar and out. A good stop there from UTSA.
A screen from Blackwood is going to free Riley Moment down the left-hand side. These were simultaneous penalties, so Leo Freed and Rodriguez are going to re-enter the game at the same time. 30 seconds remain on the penalty.
Moment comes across half. T-Arena, dodgeball in hand for UTSA control with Harvard. Pass goes far side. It's Blackwood. Blackwood with T-Arena in front. Blackwood gets beat. Moment catches it off the bounce. Bryant gets beat out. Pass goes behind. Villalba hit by Higgins. Gets the ball to Moment. Moment. Steinberg gets beat out during the contact. Steinberg just trying to get up, but Moment gets beat. Villalba throws it back. Blackwood gets beat as he throws back. Considered continuous motion. Great play there from Matt Blackwood. It's going to be reset use, but another chance now at full strength for UTSA.
That play's not possible without Villalba's hustling from behind the hoops, almost to mid-pitch to toss that back to Blackwood. Great job on offense.
Phenomenal teamwork from UTSA there to save the possession. Molman now ball carrying. Hulk comes way up high, and there's a stop and play.
Is this a stalling call or no? They're going to give the ball back to UTSA.
Unclear.
Is this going to be a legal procedure for the tag in from Leo Freed?
Potentially. He still has a white headband on. He didn't illegally sub or anything. No foul on the play.
Okay, interesting. Peter exchange about to happen.
Moment immediately to Rodriguez. Rodriguez far side going to be marked by Steinberg way up high. Gets it to Moment. Moment beat by Chen. Throws the ball way high. Steinberg wins the race to it. Villalba runs right into him, as does Blanchfield. Leo Freed now subbing out for
This
Bay.
is no bludgers for Harvard. Both of the balls are down. They can't call for immunity. They have Javi Tiarina standing in front of one of the balls.
Higgins gets the shot. UTSA was so concerned about manipulating the third dodgeball, they let Harvard run right down the lane to go up 5-2.
No bludgers is no dodgeballs is a state of mind.
Speed from Blackwood all the way down and a stop. It looks like an AR wants to make a call. Could be in the dodgeball game. This game, which started a little bit stop-start, finally had a nice flow to it. Seems like we're going back to that stop-start again.
Trying to see if Rodriguez has a dodgeball in their hand, because that could be third bludger manipulation, what they're trying to call it, even though the ball didn't fly backwards.
So Ethan Sturm has all of his players now talking to them on the sideline, except David Chen, who is talking to a assistant referee to get an explanation. It looks like about third dodgeball
Harvard,
immunity.
one foul play. Harvard, number 24. Illegal immunity claim.
So Harvard 24, David Chen,
Blue
illegal
card,
immunity
1
call.
minute until UTSA
The AR who
scores.
called it did then go explain it to the player to make sure it doesn't happen again. So blue cards do not stack. Does mean a beater power play as Blackwood gets hit by Freed. Ball comes out. Bay gets beat. Higgins falls on it. Blackwood falls on top. Freed now has it. Freed has to advance immediately, but instead of throwing at Freed, The dodgeball was thrown at the beater by Bryant, and that might have been a chance for a press.
Yeah, Kyle's trying to work on something here, but Polk is able to pick up that loose dodgeball.
So Polk now in front of Freed. UTSA could really push this if they want up a beater. Great block from Polk, then beats Tiarina. Freed goes in, top hoop, nobody covered it. We're going to discuss this. One of the ARs calls it off, but Riley Moman, who has great height, just didn't have a hand up in front of that hoop.
And there also may be a discussion about if Javi made illegal contact with that dodgeball and followed through. But yeah, going back to why Chin is in the box. Their partner was able to pick up a dodgeball, meaning that they cannot claim immunity from having no
Foul
dodgeballs in
play.
their possession.
Harvard, number 7. Playing after dismount.
So
Blue
playing after
card. 1
dismount
minute
on
until
Ian
UTSA
Polk.
scores.
So
Bears.
both of Harvard's beaters are now in the box. What? So there is no goal. So instead of being up 4, Harvard's now only up 3 and has no beaters.
I don't think I need to say this, but there's about to be some sprinting going on here in a second.
There's going to be some runs. Leo Freed can make some hits.
They're trying to figure out if Harvard maintains possession of the quad ball, which would be interesting because they could possibly milk at least 20 seconds off this clock, even if the beaters have to run out there and completely beat them. I'd like to point out, all 3 dodgeballs are behind or at UTSA's hoops.
So it is going to be Riley Moman to inbound behind UTSA's hoops. So UTSA does have it now. They are running. If they don't score quickly, Chen will expire on time, and it would release Polk. Going through. Moman, Rodriguez, by Freed! Leo Freed with the stop. His momentum, quote unquote, carried him all the way to the black line, and now he slowly walks up. He must advance. They are making him jog. Nicola gets beat. Freed rips one. No good, but that killed Chen's penalty, and Harvard survives one.
Chen's got to make the full pitch run to go get the only dodgeball.
Moman all the way up. Pump faked. Hit by Freed again. Blackwood this time goes up. Puts it through. 5-3.
Chen is going to take the beat, but get one of the dodgeballs back for Harvard so they won't be under pressure while they're inbounding.
We're almost at 10 minutes elapsed here. Ian Polk subbing out. Looks like it's going to be Richard Shue into this
Chen
game.
just flipped control.
Great play there. Freed up over a half pitch. 10 minutes. Ofsted now into this. The first waffle player sub for Harvard. Goes, it's Luisa Nicole. The great cut with the catch. Harvard back up 3.
Once again, Harvard doing a great job of somehow understanding where they're manipulating the eyes of UTSA, and they're catching them when they're not. Their feet are completely flat-footed and able to get these easy goals in close range.
Milena Sosa now in black headband, UTSA. Nicole beat out. Stewart backs it up as Chen pushes. Moman now has it. Moman throws one way up high. Goivea catches, hit by Hofstad. Freed is not first to the ball. It's Stewart. Stewart gets the spin off. Stewart moving left. It rims out. No good from Stewart. Stewart picks it up. There's an injured Kyle Bryant on the field. Finally, there's a whistle. Leo Freed with a massive hit on Jay Stewart, who just subbed back in after injury.
Absolute chaos. UTSA slightly coming onto the field here for a second, but working their way back to their own bench. Steinberg just jumped on Jay Stewart's back. And as a person who's had to try and chase down Jay many times before playing defense against him, sometimes that's the only thing you can do. He's fast, he's quick, and he's agile. Good to see him back out there cooking. Kyle is down after what looked to be a head beat.
Certainly not good news for UTSA. Kyle Bryant has been put through the ringer this weekend. In the very first game yesterday for UTSA against ASU, they hurt their ankle. Looks like Bryant's up under their own power and walking off the pitch, which is great to see, tended to by an athletic trainer.
And you pointed out one key sub that we just heard, Milena Sosa, part of Team USA DA, one of the best chasers, now transitioning to the beater game, coming out here to help UTSA figure this whole thing out. Javi and Kyle have played over 10 minutes of real game time out here, and they've been working pretty hard against these Harvard beaters who have found a way to kind of quell them every once in a while, and it's led to this 3-goal lead for Harvard.
So Tiarina going to be the sub in for Bryant, awarded a dodgeball.
And we haven't seen a card for back.
So far, we haven't seen a card. There will be 2 cards on the play.
And these could both be on Harvard, sending more players into the box.
So it's definitely on Leo Freed. It looks like it's also on David Chen. So yes, both against Harvard.
That's 2 cards for David Schiff.
So is illegal face beat on David Chen. Yellow card, 1 minute. So Leo Freed's card is for contact above the net. David Chen will be first out of box on a goal.
Yeah, we got multiple beaters coming over to the scores table trying to figure this out because there's probably going to be a sub for Chen here. For the most part, Chen's back in the box after about a couple of minutes onto the field of play. And, Chen flipped control almost instantly after coming off their penalty, but with one card away from an ejection.
And this is Chen's first yellow. The first card was a blue, so no stacking here. Rodriguez now has it, coming across half. The reset has been used. Tiarina and Sosa here going to look to use control to score while Harvard is down 2 players.
Anna is going to go in here with the green headband on.
Rodriguez goes through. Nicole can't get the hit off. Hofstad does. Rodriguez gets beat. Hofstad again goes for a hit, but Stewart shoves it off and then dunks with authority.
Chen is back into the game.
6-4 now is our score. Ana Luisa Nicole going to jog up the pitch here to avoid any delay of game calls. Richard Shu and David Chen.
Conversation about the penalty. 20 seconds remaining on Leo Freed's front.
Tiarina is out. That's control for Harvard. Nicole pressured by Gordea. Hofstad.
2, 1.
Nicole. Freed is through. Higgins dunks over Stewart. 7-4.
That is the 4th goal scored by Harvard on the small hoop on the right-hand side. In a flurry of ways from Harvard, clearly targeting that area in the defense of UTSA when they don't have a beater that can rotate over and cover it.
A good pickup. Let's see if it continues or if UTSA makes an adjustment on that. Far side, Stewart ball handling. Trade beats there. Sosa could win control. Stewart drives through. Screen for Rodriguez. It goes through the hands of Leo Freed. 7-5.
And ladies and gentlemen, back-to-back buckets from Jay Stewart. The beater play picking up immensely. Javi Tiarina starting to see some rebounds from Elena Sosa when he engages with Chen inside the keeper zone, getting them a chance on defense. 2-2 zone from UTSA up front.
Across half goes Freed. Harvard's up 2. They want to be up by 3. Tiarina gets beat out. Freed goes through. Higgins cannot come down with that pass. That's going to be a stop for UTSA as Stewart picks it up. Stewart swims through. Freed gets beat as he wanted to play defense against Stewart, who is not wearing the green headband.
And we also have Anna slightly bent over. She's flexing her knee a little bit. She may need that sub here in a second, but control once again. Chen doing a fantastic job of maintaining control despite all the cards.
What's on the play? Harvard, number 99. Illegal swat.
So Harvard, Aiden Higgins will get a yellow card for an illegal swat. Or a blue card.
1 minute until UCA scores.
So Harvard again in the box. Quite frankly, Ashton, it's impressive.
6 or 7.
It's impressive that Harvard is leading with all of these fouls they've had to deal with. They really are not making that easy for themselves.
And to point out the other factor, they've not been subbing very much. So all these cards are going on the initial group of players that came out onto the field. So
that is true. Harvard and UTSA both running really short rosters for this national championship game. UTSA running a little bit deeper than Harvard up to this point. Semigran checks into the game for Harvard at beater. Control is with Semigran and Chen.
And once again, Ana Luisa up front. Team Canada's own Anna up front. Nice tackle attempt from Elena, but she's going to fall off room and have to run back. So UTSA will have to go along with one beater.
Jay Stewart to Molman. Really slow from UTSA. I mean, make it count if you can, but you certainly want to score before the penalty is up. Molman now has it back. Chen is going out, goes to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the beat misses, but Hofstad got in the way. Freed picks it up. Freed and Harvard get the stop. Sosa gets beat out.
The slow play, definitely a product of Chen's hustle up front to create the pressure on the top 2 passers. And then, of course, the stack Mason dropping behind the hoops, affecting the play.
5, 4. Leo Freed to Hofstad. 1.
Harvard.
Over to Nicole. That was a bad pass from Freed. Not something you see too often, and a bad possession from Harvard.
And Louisa finally getting a sub out here. She's been in the game since Leo Freed.
Blanchfield for Higgins and Steinberg for Nicole.
Been in the game since Leo Freed got that penalty. She had to take over the green headband, and as most people know, that's the most energy-taxing position on defense.
Yeah, you want to use it to your advantage. That player cannot be beat in the zone. Good catch from Chen. Gonna go to a press. Moment, backing it up. Uses the reset. Chen's still going. And then pulls way back. That was a double the reset over the hard restrictor line. David Chen caused a reset without letting go of his dodgeball.
David Chen's been on fire this entire first half of this game. Absolutely astounding what he's been doing in the beater game.
The bad news for Harvard is that while Steinberg's awarded the quad ball, Jay Stewart's all over him. Steinberg stiff arm backs up. He does not want anything to do with Jay Stewart. Steinberg wants Stewart beat out. He is beat out. Blackwood comes through. Steinberg puts it home. Steinberg puts it home. The goal ref saw something there. It might take the goal back. I do want to reiterate, every referee, including the goal refs on this finals game, is a head referee.
Yeah. We might have a conversation about neck contact on that second attempt to pull Steinberg down from behind the hoops.
A dodgeball was definitely in the area as well. There was a whole pile of bodies. Steinberg, the only white jersey in there. Certainly could not tell from our angle whether or not it hit Steinberg or just bounced off one of the other UTSA players.
I was going to say, you think it's hard to believe you got 3 seconds in front of the center hoop with multiple dodgeballs around and defenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. It's a big discussion. Of course, we want to get it right in this national championship game.
And Ethan started having a conversation with the rest of you, like, "Hey, did you guys see? There seemed to be some arm over the top of Steinberg's shoulder as he was trying to go back up." Conversation.
So the head referee does go over and talk to a UTSA player. It looks like Riley Bowman.
That is Christian Cortez over there as the coach. Is Miles Travis talking to him? But yes, he does talk to Riley Bowman as well. Sorry.
But then it looked like Bowman, but then Stewart started walking.
He doesn't like what he just heard. He just shook his head. So
Jay Stewart is already on a yellow for unsportsmanlike.
One foul on the play. Delayed penalty. UTSA number 6. Illegal contact.
Jay Stewart,
contact
illegal
to the neck.
Contact to the neck. That is a
yellow card. 1 minute
it is
or
Jay
until
Stewart's
Harvard
second
scores.
yellow card. 3 yellows. You cannot play in the game anymore, and you are sub. The sub has to be in the box for 2 minutes, no matter how many goals are scored.
Not to be that guy, but this seems eerily reminiscent of UTSA's run last year.
I was going to say the only silver lining is that Stewart survived the 2 yellows early last year and did not get a third. Freed with the athletic goal, 8-5. Stewart's back in. UTSA's at full strength, and Blackwood slows it up.
Chin lurking above.
Stewart got called to the sideline and waved it off. Stewart wants to play. He says he can keep it clean from here on out.
He'll have to. It'll deal a big blow to UTSA.
Sosa with a huge pump fake. And then the beat on Hofstad. Stewart trying to work on Steinberg. Gets beat. The ball goes in the air. Blackwood, great catch. Comes down with it. Goes to his right. Puts it through off the crossbar. 8-6.
They're having a conversation about whether or not Jay Stewart got beat before the release of that pass, making it ineligible for Blackwood.
It is a good goal. The head referee made that call himself. 8-6. Harvard cannot seem to put UTSA out of range.
UTSA looking more like themselves as you see that connection between Jay Stewart and Matthew Blackwood.
Samagren now working against Sosa. The pass from Steinberg goes to Freed before they cross half. Freed now is across half. David Chen is going to sub. It's going to be Ian Polk into this one for Harvard.
2-2 zone for UTSA up front, and Emma is going to make sure that she's lined up with the off-ball chaser, not with Leo Freed.
Freed passes right behind that same hoop. This time the UTSA defense read it. They had a dodgeball ready.
They're smart kids. They're in college for a reason.
There is going to be a foul on Max Semigran, and Harvard just cannot keep themselves out of the box.
This is the third different beater that has gone into the box for Harvard. Chen's gone in twice.
Once on a blue.
Once on a blue. Simmergren looks like they're about to go into this one. And UTSA, I want to say, we talked about, Harvard struggling to pull away in this one. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that not only are there a ton of cards getting called, they're mostly beaters going into the box, which is always bad for any team that's trying to play some semblance of defense. I will say, Shane is 100%.
No foul on the play. After discussion, there is no foul, so Harvard avoids another trip to the box. And as we are about 4 minutes away from 20, it is worth noting we're still in range. 8-6, UTSA can pull back within 1. Both teams still have their timeout. So Moment over, half. T Arena, dodgeball in front of Moment. Polk, a little bit of pump faking over there. Goivea, beat out by Semigran. Hofstad, I'm not sure if she got a hand on that. Goes out of bounds. Looks like the call is no hand on it because it's a Harvard inbound.
And on that play, Riley Moment could not throw to Blackwood because Anna Blanchfield was all the way outside the keeper zone marking him up.
A good box in one here from Harvard. Anna Blanchfield's lockdown defense. Leo Free coming over half. Lance Bay has checked into the game. White headband.
First time today. Freshest legs on the field right now.
Far side, Blanchfield. To Steinberg. Right back to Blanchfield. Harvard, content to be patient. To Freed. Big hit there from Kyle Bryant back into this game. Good to see there. Okay, off the crossbar and down. No good from Harvard. UTSA gets the stop and wants to run. T Arena beats Freed. Blackwood does not follow.
Javi is going to try and flip control here. This is a no
dodgeballs and control going towards UTSA. Goivea with a huge finish through Bay. 8-7.
And Javi finally sees some success after repeatedly throwing at the Harvard beaters who were just tossing back to their hoops. He finally got a lucky bounce to be able to force that no dodgeball situation.
And a great move here from UTSA to put Kyle Bryant back to this game just as David Chen subbed off to get a breather.
And Chen needs it. He's been killing it out there this entire game and running up and down the field, flipping control.
Blanchfield's a little bit of a pump flake, being guarded by Goivea.
Leo Freed is down, and that's going to flip control.
Steinberg beat.
Oh, Steinberg.
The matching concussion caps make it tough. Blackwood, great strip. Blackwood going. Freed in front. Blackwood moves right. The beat comes off. Beat goal, bar down, tie game.
Absolute beautiful bar down shot from Matthew Blackwood. As he was cutting middle, he threw across his body.
Steinberg, though, with speed. Passes it to nobody. Freed picks it up. Bay wants it, but then backed up. Freed by himself through Jay Stewart, 9-8. Leo Freed is going to sub. It's 18 minutes. This is what Harvard does. Leo Freed subs out, making sure he's not locked out there in yellow. Aiden Higgins, or before he wants to go in yellow, Aiden Higgins is out on the field, and Leo Freed will next be seen with a yellow headband on.
Leo Freed tried to wave that off, and he sure was not hearing it.
A catch is needed more than ever in this close of a game. Jay Stewart now with the quad ball as Bay is beat out. Being marked by Steinberg up top.
Dodgeball
fakes left, goes right, comes around the corner. Tie game again, 9-9.
There's a beater down for Harvard. They have not stopped play, though.
They got up. Ian Polk got up. Max Semigran going to sub out for David Chen. Steinberg crosses half.
Sub back in Joey Olivar in there at keeper, or at the hoop defender spot, not keeper.
Yep, the 2-2 here. Aiden Higgins going down deep, marked by... Oh, great cut from Bay! Bay comes through and in the air catches and dunks. 10-9, Harvard lead.
Excellent timing. That's stuff that you work in practice all the time, drawing the attention of the beaters and going opposite of where their beater is to make that turn and throw extremely difficult.
20 seconds!
Leo Freed yells, trust the scouting out to his players as all VR is beat out before UTSA really has a chance to play offense here. Blackwood passes it off to Molman. This is going to be the last possession here. Molman gets it deep to Blackwood. Blackwood marked by Nicola. Gets it right back up top to Molman. Harvard's going to prioritize control here in the hands of Chen and Polk. Molman with Bryant in front. Fakes right, goes left, goes top hoop, no good. Goivea, knocked down by Nicole. Harvard is going to go into the 20-minute stoppage, up 1 goal.
It wasn't perfect, but they got what they wanted out of that. A nice ability to tip that ball back to their own hoops. UTSA is going to start flag on pitch with dodgeball control.
UTSA Winning control there might even be more important than scoring a goal.
And of course, they wanted to get the goal and flip control at the same time. That's why after they saw that dodgeball fly back towards their own hoof, that's when the attack began. But didn't work out that way. We'll see what happens during flag on pitch. This game obviously been close the entirety of the time. We got a couple of beater situations with the penalties and the cards. I think it's important to note the chaos of flag on pitch tends to accelerate things that are normally done really slowly or normally done at a regular pace. But when flag on pitch happens, sometimes you skip steps and it ends up with you making mistakes. Now, whether those mistakes are cardable offenses could play big factors in particular for Chen, who's been paramount to why Harvard was able to get this lead and maintain it this entire time.
Without a doubt. So at 20 minutes, Harvard is up 100-90. The set score will be 160. And both of these teams have elite seekers. We've already talked about Leo Freed, but Jay Stewart does it all too. An absolutely elite seeker. Ashton, do you think we're going to see Stewart start in yellow? I've seen in some other games. He's currently out there in white. I have literally seen him at the start up after 20, sprint to the sidelines, drop his broom, take off his headband, run to the seeker starting point here at mid-pitch, don the yellow, and he never stopped his momentum as the countdown hit 1. He was on that pitch.
I'll say this much. This is where scouting, like Ethan was talking about before, when you scout, you look at the flag runner. It's Josh Gillett. We're going to be here for a while. Josh, one of the best in the world. And as a matter of fact, I want to point out, Josh is wearing the shirt that he normally wears to flag run, except as you notice, if you see the camera zoom in on a little bit, if they possibly can, it's got a black line down the middle of it. Those are stitches from where Josh dislocated his shoulder at World Cup, and they had to cut his shirt off. He stitched it back together because he put himself back together to come out here and do the thing that he loves the most. Josh, one of those rare combinations of power and agility when it comes to flag running.
A great story. I believe also a first finals for Josh at a nationals.
First college, probably. He has done the club final. Yes.
So Jay Stewart and Leo Freed is going to be our matchup here. It has all the billing you could possibly want.
Jay Stewart with his sweet Team USA headband on there for his DA times. I believe that's
and Josh wants them both. He does not go far side here to start as a flag runner. He wants the contact right away.
Beaters are going to have to run because now that's the far side of the field. The dodgeballs are directly behind.
So Harvard keeps it slow at the Quadball. Polka's here. Stewart is beat. Bryant Tiarina have control. Bryant is beat. And meanwhile, Steinberg goes all the way around Moment, puts it through 11-9.
Need 3 no matter what. In the case of Harvard, even if they pull the flag runner, they still need 3 quad ball goals.
Can you keep an eye on beaters and snitching onto Quadball?
Cool.
Yeah. All right, Blackwood slowly up the pitch. Blackwood can be marked by Steinberg.
Harvard with control of the flag runner spot. Kyle with a nice catch up front to flip it.
Blackwood still working on Steinberg, goes right, and there's a stoppage. We need new shorts was the call from the flag runner referee.
Okay, because I was going to say, Leo Freed has flipped over his head multiple times over, and sometimes the crowd chanting for new shorts as well. So
quickly here, the only pitch.
Let's show for everybody, baby.
That certainly seems to be what the crowd is thinking. So meanwhile here, Blackwood had just got around Steinberg. Steinberg wants to go for the immediate wrap. The rest of Harvard's defense is also there to try to block a shot, but UTSA has all 3 chasers available as passing options as well.
And remember, UTSA is going to need 4 quad ball goals to be able to get that with the flag runner pull to be able to win this game.
Meanwhile, if Harvard pulls, they'll only need 2 more goals if they've already scored 1 since that 20-minute mark.
And as you see, a lot of people talk about how the flag runner doesn't come into play in some of these games very much anymore. We're in the national championship game, and the flag runner could swing momentum and kill morale for the team that doesn't pull it.
It certainly can, but let's remember last year Harvard pulled to go up big, and UTSA fought back. If there is a team that can come back from behind, we know it's UTSA because they've already done it.
And they've been grinding all day. We talked about the big difference between the lead up to this.
So Blackwood tries to get through Steinberg, goes up top. Moment, that's goaltending, so that's a good goal, 11-10.
And Moment trying to get them to pull the card on that chaser to try and get the goaltending.
Freed beat from distance.
Javi working the ball back.
Steinberg comes through. Steinberg Moving left to the screen, goes high. Steinberg puts it home, 12-10.
Leo Freed with some alone time, but every time he tries to go for that one-arm swipe, Justin's doing a good job of getting into his shoulder and flipping it away. Justin is now down. Looks like he just grabbed his knee.
He grabbed his knee and let out a yell. That's certainly not good news for our flag runner. It was Wall. I believe he was backing up a little bit. Leo Freed obviously coming with full force.
And now the conversation starts to become about finding another flag runner.
We should have our club flag runner on call. They should have already been identified. I'm not sure who it is, but I'm sure they will make themselves available.
He may be getting Justin back, though. He's standing up on his 2 feet. He's hopping up and down. Maybe he just went knee to knee with Leo Freed on that.
And daps up Leo Freed to say, no harm, no foul. I'm good. I'm good. You're good.
Still waiting to see Leo Freed try a different move. Typically, his arm length gives him a massive advantage over most flag runners. Justin has the arm width or the wingspan to be able to ward off his one-arm swat so far.
All right, Blackwood's going to start with the quad ball as we start back in off that Harvard goal. We are live. Blackwood coming left. Villalba the option instead to Moman. Moman tries to get through the contact but can't. Nicole, great hit. Pass goes all the way behind. Huge takedown from Andrew Steinberg. And there is a stoppage for an injury on the massive hit from Andrew Steinberg on Joey Avilar. Alviar.
One of the ARs had their hand up for advantage on that play, and it may be for Anna got the initial contact on the elbow of Joey, which is why he couldn't pull away. But then the second contact she made was directly behind him, and she was still in motion, so they may be getting ready to call back contact on it.
He certainly could. Joey Alviar has played big minutes in this game and made a big impact.
Started this game.
It'd be a big loss. He's up. He's with an athletic trainer, walking off the pitch.
It's good to see Joey walking off the pitch. Hopefully he's going to return here. And most importantly, thanks to the excellent work from US Quadball, he's getting the attention that he needs from the athletic trainers.
The only one pitch, all of our athletic trainers are on the sidelines right now, completely on call. David Rodriguez is going to be the player that subs in for Alviar.
Ball is going to go to Harvard.
Ball is with Harvard. So the hit was legal and it led to the turnover. Harvard getting these stops is great for them.
Hawk with another deflection off a hobby beat attempt, but he's still down.
Steinberg rips it to Bay. Bay is blocked by Moman.
Jay Stewart with some alone time.
Rodriguez gets it. There's going to be a dog pile.
Quick beat on Jay Stewart. He's running back. Leo Freed is back again. This is probably Leo Freed's 10th rep. Another catch from Paul. Chin is down. Javi Tiarina is going to throw one back again. Leo Freed feels like he's getting pretty close. He's off broom. Jay Stewart almost snuck in behind Justin. Justin's starting to talk a little trash to the Seekers as they're not getting really creative with their attack attempts.
Meanwhile, the dog pile ends. Blackwood to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now wants to move with speed. Bay gets back. Steinberg gets back but wants to mark Blackwood. Rodriguez goes around the corner, gets hit there by Hofstede. Villalba wants to set a pick. Slows it down. Blackwood now gets it. Hands up from Steinberg. Big hit. The ball comes out. Rodriguez catches it on one bounce. Rodriguez over the top. Moman gets hit. That's going to be a helpless receiver, I think. Moman gets brought to the ground by Nicole. She's had some massive hits in the last few possessions. Villalba picks it up to Rodriguez. Rodriguez through everybody on Harvard finally gets brought down. And who knows how many cards.
Half the chaser line for Harvard's about to be in the box.
Who knows how many cards we're going to have. Harvard not afraid to get physical, but they're having a little bit of trouble keeping it legal.
So we know one is going to be helpless receiver because Riley was contacted in the air, but the second time that Rodriguez caught it in the air, he wasn't allowed to make a move after he landed on the ground as well, which is the second part of the helpless receiver. So this could be 2 in a row, and the back contact on the tackle against Rodriguez. So it's tough, man.
It's big.
This could break this game wide open with there being multiple chasers in the box, essentially giving up 2 goals because the beaters are really concerned about this flag runner play.
We will also remind you, Harvard needs 4 goals or 1 goal and a catch. UTSA needs 6 goals or 3 goals and a catch. So the catch, as we stated at 20 minutes, just as important now as it was then, even more so for UTSA as they are down 2, whereas at 20 minutes, they were down only 1. So this being Lance Bay and Ana Luisa Nicole making their way to the box. This is at least the second, but I think the third time Harvard has had two players in the box at once.
And I'll say this much, in years past, that's a red cup. Luckily now the rules have changed a little bit. There's a lot more leeway, and they're yellows.
And it was a push. It was not a push hard enough to knock the moment down. Definitely illegal, but a good yellow and not a red. Rodriguez going to get a chance to score here, just has Hofstad to beat.
Lance Bay
2 fouls
just
on the
kind of like
play.
shrugged his shoulder. He's like, yeah, I did.
First foul, first release. Annalisa, what's your number? Harvard, number 9.
So first foul
Illegal
is going to be on
contact.
Nicole.
Contact
She
to the
will
back.
be let out of the box first.
Yellow
assuming
card. 1
that
minute
Rodriguez
until
is able to
UTSA
put this
scores.
ball
Second
through the hoop.
contact. Harvard, number 17. Illegal
Lance
contact.
Bay,
Contact
it is
to the
contact
back.
from behind.
Yellow
So he will
card.
be the second
2
player
minutes or
released
until
after
second
a second
UTSA
UTSA
goal.
goal or a minute elapses.
So UTSA going to be in a power play for at least 2 chaser spots here. But the time penalty will start at the same time. So technically only 1 minute until both of these chasers get...
Rodriguez elects to go to the medium hoop. It's 12-11.
Leo Freed getting a little bit closer, but now he's got to contend with Jay Stewart right in front of Justin.
Stewart's beat out. Steinberg keeping this one real slow. They want Leo Freed to catch. But
Justin,
the flag runner knows his move.
yeah, he's got it memorized. Justin is popping the elbow of Leo Freed before he shoots his hand around. He's not even actually touching
Steinberg gets through Rodriguez's contact. The pick from Nicole. Rodriguez goes through, getting mauled by the UTSA defense. And as he hits the ground, there is a whistle. Both teams happy to get physical. The ref crew trying to keep it in control here.
And we're just going to assume that that's back contact mainly because the chaser had the ball initially and then got pulled backwards by the chaser who initially contacted him. This is going to be essentially a layup.
And it is going to be a yellow on Matt Blackwood, crucially taking him off the green headband. If the dodgeballs ever go back into the quad ball play before he gets a chance to sub,
number
he will not be
9.
immune.
And smart
Legal
move by the chaser
contact.
from Harvard here
Contact to the
throw
neck.
the front of the hoop.
Yellow
so the quad ball
card.
goes all
1
the way
minute
back
or until
out of
Harvard
bounds, as opposed to
scores.
throwing it front to give a run.
And it is for contact to the neck.
Okay.
And yeah, Steinberg and Villalba here right next to each other. Villalba's
She
going to give
understands
it
the
her
rules.
best.
She's doing a good job.
She's
She's
doing
trying to
real-
affect the elbow to an effective finish of the shot. Hand up there, Villalba.
13-11, a catch wins it for Harvard.
Chen going to work against Milena Sosa here.
Time out UTSA.
Big conversation to be had. Big conversation to be had by UTSA. Top of the list has got to be, are they switching to focus on quad ball? Or are they going to continue to, are they going to believe in Justin? Because they've seen, if you're on the sideline, you're looking at Justin, he's got Leo Freed's one-arm stab memorized. Leo Freed tried to do a second jump. Justin knew what was happening, backstep, ran away. I will point this out. Justin's also laying down on the ground, and exhaustion and fatigue is a factor for most flag runners because it reduces the movement, making you a still target. And a lot of these high-quality seekers are really good at pulling off still targets.
I will say since 20 minutes, Harvard is up in goals 3-2. They've extended their lead from 1-2. And the big thing with that is that if UTSA does not pull their dodgeballs back to the quad ball game and keep trading goals, then they'll lose.
Right. And there has to be some kind of shift. And this is tough when you're talking about coaching decisions. This is why you want a coach that's a non-playing coach because their heart rate is at a normal level right now instead of 145 BPM to make the decision to bail on flag runner and focus on quad.
I think critically, you need to look Jay Stewart in the eye and say, are you going to catch this?
Right.
And if the answer is no, he needs to chase.
You got to have a number. You go into Jay Stewart, you tell him he's got 2 or 3 attempts. He's got to come out, rest a little bit, and go back in and either keep or chase.
They had the opportunity to make subs with that timeout, but Stewart stays in yellow. A little bit of maintenance going towards the middle hoop on the Harvard defensive end. That is cleaned up.
Matt Melton, one of the best in the game when it comes to hoop design, making sure that his precious creations don't get sullied by these nasty dunks we're seeing out here today.
And making sure that it does not just fall down for no reason while UTSA is trying to score.
Which is also a great point. There's a good chunk of wind going on here in years past. We've seen at tournaments like this, the base being too light, the pole being too light, getting blown over by the wind, but we got some sturdy designs now. Moving on into the future of hoop design.
So David Rodriguez, gonna ball handle here. Got Stewart, Blackwood, and Villalba.
Screen from Blackwood.
Or Blackwood, Molman, and Villalba. Pass goes all the way across Villalba. It went through. It did not go through according to the HR. You got to keep playing if you're Villalba. And Bay is back in for Harvard. Penalty killed and a chance to go up 3 here.
This is no bludgers for, this is no dodgeballs for Harvard.
No dodgeballs. Freed has a chance, and there's no dodgeballs in the quadball game. Steinberg goes all the way through, gets hit hard by Blackwood. The ball comes out. Nicole comes away with it. Nicole gets it to Hofstad. Hofstad puts it home, 14-11.
Rodriguez on a run. He gets beaten ahead. They're going to say that was outside of the 6-yard range, so it's going to be legal.
An immediate stop. UTSA has to bring their dodgeballs back to the quadball game. Harvard only needs 2 to win it. Steinberg gets hit hard after he passes it to Bay. Bay, the fake, goes high. The hoop comes down, and Rodriguez falls on it. Huge defensive stand from UTSA.
Rodriguez with the rejection on that one. Lance Bay, after spending all that time in the box, the freshest legs.
Blackwood with speed, trying to get around Bay, is able to. Hofstad, the only defender back, goes right past Hofstad, 14-12.
And Harvard is still hanging out by Justin. They're trying to split essentially and play both sides, the flag runner and the quad ball play out here on the field of play.
A catch here for UTSA would give them the lead and put them 1 goal away. A catch for Harvard would win it. Similarly, 2 goals from their end will win it. Again, does UTSA use this stoppage to ask their beaters to go focus on quad ball?
Right. And one thing we have to also factor in, this is one of the unique parts about quad ball, the movement of the flag runner typically controls where the beaters can be on the field. For instance, before the stoppage, the beaters for Harvard were on the far left-hand side of the pitch. Now they can hang out in the middle of the field and throw.
Bryant beat out as Steinberg is slow to walk up. Sosa also beat out. Steinberg now with pace, moving up the pitch. Rodriguez playing point. Steinberg, there's a screen there for him. Steinberg comes around the corner and scores. 1 more goal, and Harvard will be national champions. A story we've heard before, but we've never heard Harvard called national champions. Blackwood, now with speed, goes left, gets around Bay, goes all the way to the wide open Villalba. 15-13. A catch wins it for either team, but a goal wins it for Harvard. The dodgeballs must be moved to quad ball. Mac Mertens in yellow.
And Kyle is standing inside the keeper zone for UTSA.
They are telling David Chen to play offense with his dodgeball. Steinberg goes left, takes the screen. Blocked by Molman.
He's on a free run. Rodriguez
is beat right in the back. Steinberg now with another chance to win it. A catch wins it for either team as Stewart is beat out. Steinberg is very slow. Harvard had trouble getting the final goal last year. Can they overcome that trouble this year?
Harvard beaters officially split 1 on flag runner, 1 on quad ball with game point online.
Bay has it at the top of the key to Steinberg.
Screen up top.
Screen on Rodriguez. Blocked. There's no dodgeballs. Steinberg over the top. Nicole just gets rid of it as Molman interrupts her. Bay with another chance. There's no dodgeballs. Bay moving right. Bay tries to go through contact. Gets it to Nicola. Stuck by Molman again.
Excellent shutdown defense from UTSA. Harvard making all the right passes. UTSA with the hands up. Rodriguez with the clutch tackle right in front of the hoops.
And you must think that Harvard's players are just replaying last year in their head. Blackwood catches it on a bounce. Steinberg way up high. Blackwood going left. Around Bay. Pops it to Molman. Molman to Villalba. It went through. It went through 15-14. And for Harvard, it's happening again. There's none. No dodgeballs. Steinberg goes left. Blackwood is screened up. Steinberg all the way through. Hit hard. Brought down. There's going to be a foul. There's going to be a foul. And
Steinberg is down hard.
Not how you want a game to end. But if Steinberg or a potential sub, if he is injured, is awarded the quad ball at the spot of the foul, you have to think that Harvard is going to win this game. I do also want to point out that Leo Freed is not on the field. And if Andrew Steinberg Oh, Leo Freed is on the field. My mistake. He snuck in. So Leo Freed is also a passing option for Steinberg. Steinberg is going to
Gonna swap
have
out your headband. It's net contact on the ground.
somebody in front of him. So it's going to be Rodriguez to the box. That means Villalba is still going to be in front of him.
And Blackwood is now immune from being beat on this
Blackwood
play.
is immune from being beat. Molman is also in the area. I would expect Villalba and Molman to block Hoop. Blackwood has to split his
One
time.
foul
Pretty
on the
good situation to
play.
be in, actually, if you think about it.
UTSA number
UTSA could defend
15.
this. Blackwood kind of has
Legal
to split his time
contact.
between that
Contact
tall hoop
to the
and
net.
Leo Freed.
Right.
It is going to be his decision making that's crucial
Yellow
here.
And Blackwood's
card.
going to
1
have to
minute
try and
until
cut that
1
passing lane off
minute.
while closing down on the potential goal scorer.
No dodgeballs for either team anywhere close. All of Harvard's chasers are available.
All on the line here, baby. It comes down to one more play.
Andrew Steinberg.
And the crowd getting into it as well.
Steinberg to Freed. It's at home. Harvard University are national champions. There will be no repeat. UTSA will not join the ranks of Middlebury and UT as multiple-time collegiate champions, and Harvard exercised the demons of last year.
Absolutely amazing. Harvard, beautiful run in this tournament all the way to the national championship. And then to face a titan of a team like UTSA, a program that a couple years ago was on the brink of not existing due to COVID, that has won a national championship for the first time last year, has claimed so many awards and accolades, top 10 all the way through this season, to face off against Harvard, a team filled with talent just like them, and to finish that strong. UTSA, that last defensive stand, regardless of how the final score shook out, that defensive stand before the game-winning goal was absolutely amazing.
This has been quite a rivalry for 2 years.
Not often in Quadball, believe it or not, do we ever see a brand new champion, the Harvard Horntails, doing something that is very rare in the game and etching their name in Quadball history.
And bringing the championship back to the Northeast for the first time since the University of Rochester upset UT
On this
back in
exact field.
2018 on this field. The tunnel for Harvard, the winners. We are going to sign off here. We will be back as soon as we can to bring you the club finals. It is Boom Train against the Warriors.
Will Boom Train claim their first title ever, or will Warriors be a rare back-to-back club champion?
The college team could not get it done. We'll see if the club team can. We'll be back shortly. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say like
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Just before the club final starts, I am here with Leo Freed, newly crowned collegiate champion. Leo, how does that sound?
It sounds great. It sounds great.
So you're coming off a summer where you were on Team USA, the only collegiate player on that team, a gold medal there. You have a rematch against UTSA in the finals, a game that you lost last year. It's not often you get a second chance against the same team. What were your thoughts when you knew that they were going to be your opponent?
Oh, we were hyped. We've had this day, this time slot, this team like circled on our calendar for a year. And, we sort of saw the same thing play out last year. The brackets sort of were on the other side of the bracket. We keep winning our games. And we were freaking pumped to face off against them again, get our revenge.
All right, Leo, final question. You put that final goal through the hoop. Did you have any doubt as that pass came to you that you'd be able to end it?
No, I didn't. I mean, this whole team has worked so hard this entire year with this day in mind that, when that situation came up, it was always there.
Thank you so much, Leo. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Everybody else, we'll be right back with the club finals.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Congrats.